Hey, welcome. If you've ever looked at your budget and thought, where is all my money going? Well, this explainer is for you. We're going to dive deep into the world of bill negotiation. And I'm not talking about saving a few bucks here and there. We are going to break down step by step how a few strategic phone calls about your regular, recurring household bills can put a serious amount of cash. We're talking 4 figures back in your pocket. It's an incredible skill to have, and by the end of this, you're going to have a complete playbook. And hey, if you find this kind of practical money-saving strategy valuable, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. That way, you won't miss out on what's coming next. Okay, let's just cut right to the chase. This is the number that matters. Over $1,000. That's per year. And look, this isn't some crazy pie-in-the-sky number. This is a real, achievable target that comes from finding the flexibility that's already hidden inside the bills you're paying every single month. You know, for things like your internet, your cell phone, your insurance, all of it. This is money that is literally walking out of your bank account right now that you can grab and point towards your own goals. I mean, think about what you could do with an extra grant. That's a huge boost to an emergency fund, a solid start on an investment, or honestly just some much-needed breathing room in your budget. So you're probably asking, okay, but where does a number like $1,000 actually come from? Great question. This table breaks it all down, and as you can see, we are not messing around with small-time savings. We are targeting the big fish, those large recurring expenses that eat up so much of our monthly budget. Just look at insurance. By shopping around and bundling your policies, you could save anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 alone. That's insane. For telecommunications, your internet and phone, leveraging what are called retention offers can easily net you $300 to $1,200 a year. And get this, even things that feel totally set in stone like your property taxes actually have a really high success rate for appeals. Each one of these is what we call a high leverage opportunity. It means a small, focused investment of your time can pay you back with a massive financial return. All right, so to get us there, we've got a really clear roadmap for today. First, we're going to dig into the 4-figure savings prize, and I'll show you why your bills are truly your biggest untapped opportunity. Then, we'll build what I call your universal negotiation playbook. This covers all the prep and the psychology you need to win. After that, we'll get into the fun part, winning the pricing games, where we apply that playbook to specific bills. And finally, we're going to go beyond the bill to build a system that keeps the savings coming year after year. So let's start with a little mindset shift, because this is so important. What we're doing here is not tedious penny pinching. This is not about cutting coupons or skipping your morning latte. This is about getting the highest possible return on your time investment when it comes to your personal finances. Seriously, an hour or two spent on the phone negotiating your bills can save you more money than months, maybe even a year of those tiny little cutbacks. It's strategic, it's efficient, and frankly, it's where the real money is hiding. And this right here is the core philosophy. You have to shift your thinking. Most of us, and I've been guilty of this too, are passive price takers. A company sends us a bill with a number on it, and we just pay it. The goal is to become an active, informed consumer. The fair market price isn't the number they print on the bill. It's the price a company is willing to give you when they're faced with a little competition or when they're about to lose a good customer. And you know what? It is almost always lower than that automatic renewal price they hope you won't notice. This is all about optimizing your finances without sacrificing your quality of life one single bit. Okay, so let's get into the how-to, the actual tools. And the best part is, success here isn't about being some slick, aggressive negotiator. Not at all. It's about being prepared. It's about having a solid structure and understanding a little bit of human psychology. This playbook is going to be your guide, giving you these universal principles that you can apply to pretty much any recurring bill you pay. Before you even dream of picking up the phone, you have to do your homework. You need to assemble your toolkit, your evidence. This is how you build an undeniable case. First, grab your current bill so you know exactly what you're paying right now. Then, dig up your original contract so you know what you first agreed to. Next, make a note of your payment history. A simple line like, I've been a loyal customer for 7 years and I've never once missed a payment is incredibly powerful. And here's the absolute knockout punch. Find concrete proof of what their competitors are offering. A screenshot of a promo, a link to an offer. This is your ultimate leverage. Now, of all the things you can say, this phrase right here is the magic key. Something like, I'm calling because I'm seriously considering switching to a competitor. This simple sentence works because it triggers a powerful psychological bias called loss aversion. See, companies know that it costs them way more money to find a brand new customer than it does to just keep you. So when you say this, you instantly change the entire conversation. You're no longer just some customer with a question, you're a potential loss that needs to be retained. And that, my friends, is what gets you transferred from the generic customer service line to the holy grail, the customer retention department. That's where they keep all the good deals. Let's talk about the most important psychological tactic you can use, something called anchoring bias. Here's how it works. The very first number that gets mentioned in a negotiation acts like an anchor, subconsciously pulling every other number and offer towards it. And trust me, these companies are absolute masters at using this against you. They'll start with a super high renewal rate, making any tiny discount they offer seem generous in comparison. Your job is to flip the script. You need to beat them to the punch and set your own anchor first. And this right here shows you exactly how that works in the real world. The company wants the whole conversation to revolve around their anchor, that inflated $69.99 price. From there, they might offer you $64.99 and act like they're doing you a huge favor. But you're not going to play that game. You're going to introduce your anchor based on the research you did, that competitors offer of $49.99. Now, suddenly, the entire negotiation is framed around that much lower number. You've completely shifted the goalposts of the negotiation from the very first thing you say. This is it. This is the perfect opening line. Let's just break down why this is so brilliant. First, you state the problem clearly and without emotion. Your bill jumped a lot. Second, you immediately drop your low anchor, that competitor's price of $49.99. And third, you signal that you are ready and willing to leave. In one single, polite sentence, you've stated your case, you've presented your leverage, and you've set the terms of the entire discussion. This is your script. Learn it, use it. Now, here's a simple little pro tip, but it can make a huge difference. Timing is everything. Try to avoid calling on a Monday morning or a Friday afternoon or right during the lunch rush. That's when call centers are an absolute madhouse. The sweet spot is typically mid-morning, Tuesday through Thursday. The agents are usually fresher, they're less rushed, and they're more likely to have the mental space and the time to actually help you and find the best possible deal. It's a small tweak that can seriously improve your odds. Okay, we've got our universal playbook. We know the psychology. Now, let's put it into practice. We're going to apply it to the two big battlegrounds where you can see the biggest and fastest results: telecommunications and insurance. These industries are built on fierce competition, and that right there is your biggest advantage. All right, for your telecom bills, we're talking internet, cable, mobile. The name of the game is leverage. First things first, audit your usage. Seriously, are you paying for gigabit internet speed when all you do is stream Netflix? Are you paying for unlimited data when you're connected to Wi-Fi 90% of the time? That's an easy win right there. Next, use those competitor offers relentlessly. Get this, the source material points out that major carriers are using AI to constantly scan their competitors' promotions so they can generate matching offers. They are expecting you to do this. When you call, your first objective is to get past the gatekeeper. Politely but firmly ask for the customer retention department. These are the specialists. Their entire job is to stop you from leaving, and they have the power to give you deals the first person you talk to can only dream of. And the most important rule of all, never, ever accept their first offer. It's almost never their best one. There's always a little more they can do if you just hold your ground. Now let's switch gears to insurance, because this is, without a doubt, the highest leverage category of them all. A single decision here can save you a fortune. First up, the absolute easiest win, bundling. Insurers want all of your business. So by combining your home and auto insurance with one company, you're not just getting a simple discount, you're making yourself a much more valuable and much stickier customer to them. And the payoff? According to data from State Farm, the average annual savings for making this one simple move is a jaw-dropping $1,429. I mean, just think about that for a second. With one decision, you've already completely smashed our $1,000 savings goal for the whole year. Next up, let's talk about your deductible. This is simply the amount of money you agree to pay out of pocket if you have to make a claim before the insurance company starts paying. And the rule is simple. The higher your deductible, the lower your monthly premium. The trick is to find your personal sweet spot. Ask yourself, what's an amount I could comfortably pay tomorrow if I had an emergency? If your deductible right now is, say, $500, but you know you have $1,000 in your emergency fund, well, raising that deductible could easily knock $250 or more off your 6-month premium. That's up to $500 a year back in your wallet just for taking on a calculated risk that you are in total control of. And hey, if you're a safe driver, you should be rewarded for it, right? Most major insurance companies now offer something called usage-based insurance. This usually involves a smartphone app or a tiny little device you plug into your car, and it just monitors your driving habits. Things like how smoothly you brake, how you accelerate, and how many miles you drive. By basically proving that you're a responsible, low-risk driver, you can earn discounts of up to 30%. This is a game changer because it starts pricing your insurance based on how you actually behave behind the wheel, not just on your age or your zip code. Now, here's a fact that blows a lot of people's minds. the powerful and, yeah, kind of controversial link between your credit score and your insurance rates. Research shows that for many insurers, your credit-based insurance score can actually be a bigger factor in setting your premium than the actual risk of a flood or a fire in your neighborhood. That means someone with a poor credit score in a low-risk area might end up paying more than someone with an excellent credit score in a high-risk area. The huge takeaway here is that one of the best long-term strategies for lowering your insurance costs has nothing to do with your car or your house. It's all about actively managing and improving your credit score. Look, winning a few negotiations is awesome. It feels great. But the real goal here is to turn this into a sustainable, repeatable financial system. This final section is all about taking these one-off tactics and building them into a process that saves you money automatically year after year. So let's talk about something that sounds really intimidating but is surprisingly doable: appealing your property tax assessment. You might be shocked to hear that the success rates for these appeals are incredibly high, somewhere between 40 and 60%. The key is that the process isn't emotional. It's all about data. You just have to follow the steps. First, check your local filing deadlines. Then, you gather what are called comps. That's just data on recent sales of homes that are similar to yours in your area. Then, you carefully document any factual errors in the assessor's report, like if they have the wrong square footage or number of bathrooms. A successful appeal doesn't just save you money this year, it can lower your tax base for years to come, creating a compounding effect on your savings. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds like a lot of work. Can't I just pay someone to do all this for me? And the answer is yes, you can. There are services out there like Rocket Money or Billshark that will negotiate on your behalf. But you absolutely have to understand the trade-offs. First, they take a huge cut of the savings, usually somewhere between 30 and 60%. But even more important than that is that you lose control. Some of these services have gotten in trouble for saving their clients money by just downgrading their internet speed or their phone plan without getting explicit permission first. So doing it yourself takes a bit of time, yes, but it guarantees that you keep 100% of the savings and you maintain the exact level of service you actually want. And this right here is how you put it all together and make it a permanent habit. The key to keeping these savings long-term is to systematize it. So create an annual bill optimization calendar. Put these reminders in your phone right now. Every January, shop your insurance rates. Every March, check the property tax appeal deadlines in your area. Every June, before that promo rate on your internet expires, make the call to the retention department. And every September, pull your credit report and check your score, since that affects everything. This turns what feels like a huge, daunting task into a simple, manageable, recurring financial habit. So we'll end on this question because it really gets to the heart of everything we've talked about today. This is about so much more than just saving a few bucks. It's about a fundamental shift in your mindset. It's about recognizing that the prices for these reoccurring services are not set in stone. They are flexible, and you have the power to influence them. By using these strategies, you transform yourself from being a passive consumer who just accepts the price they're given into an active manager of your own financial life. You go out and you earn that lower price through your preparation and your action. Thank you so much for watching. If this explainer gave you the confidence to take action, please consider subscribing for more deep dives just like this one.